Okay, so today I'm actually going to do a chatty sort of tutorial, which is a little bit different so far for this Halloween series. A lot of them actually have voiceovers, just because I thought that I would make them a bit shorter. So this one might run a little bit longer, but some of the longer processes, such as applying the body paint, I'm actually going to do that and speed it up so you can actually see it happening, which I think it's actually cooler when it's speeded up. It just looks really good. So I haven't body painted myself as yet, but I did do Tony. You probably would have seen that a couple of days ago or whenever that went up. But yeah, here we go. Now I've primed my skin with MAC Strobe Cream, and I used that just because I thought it would give it a little bit of a glow, and it also feels quite nice and thick and soft, and I just thought it would make me feel quite moisturised as well. So we will get on with the paint, and yeah, I'll see you after that when I'm green. Right, so now I'm dry and very scary looking. This is actually pale green. It's a pale green, a light green Snazzy face paint. I thought it was going to be a touch too light when I first applied it. It did look very pale mint. It's definitely gone a touch brighter, so I'm actually really happy with the results because it's gone a slightly brighter green, which is what I wanted. So now we're going to move on to a Smithy's paint, and it's actually quite a bright green. I didn't show you this Snazzy one, which is now sticky. But that's it there. Does actually look darker in the middle. Funny enough, I thought it was going to dry really light, but yeah, that's really great. And that will definitely be coming out next year because I do already have another one planned next year where I need to be green, believe it or not. And yeah, this is the Smithy's one. I actually got this from Asda. It was really good because I had to get the Snazzy online because there's nowhere near me where I could get it. So it's really cool that I could get this. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm going to try and do just a little bit of contouring sort of in the collarbone area just to give it a little bit of definition. I don't want to go too crazy with this because I actually have some paint work, body work to do, so I don't want to do anything too mad, but I'm going to go ahead and paint in some collarbone areas. Right, I'm just using the Smithy's now to add a little bit of sort of contour into the face. So I'm just adding it in the ordinary contour spot, and just patting at that with my fingers because I want it to really look a little bit diffused. I just want to have a little bit of interest there really, and a little bit of depth. So that's quite nice. I'm also going to take a little bit of this around the hairline, just because I do want to add a little bit of depth here, but I also want the interest of the two different greens going up towards the hairline. And it just does add a little bit more shape to the face. I would definitely say that this Smithy's paint is not as pigmented as the Snazaroo. I think that if I'd gotten dark green in the Snazaroo and tried to do this, it definitely would look very different. But that's just some definition up there. And then I'm going to go on and do this side. So it's basically just drawing on your contour as you would. And then just taking your fingers, giving it a pat just to diffuse it out. I definitely don't think that this is as nice to work with as the Snazaroo, I have to be honest. And then I'm just going to take a little down the sides of the nose. And again, a little bit of diffuse there. I probably am going to go in with another sort of powder contour on top of there, but that is quite a nice little basis for the powder contour I'm going to be doing, so I'm really quite happy with that contour. Right, time to start just giving the face just a little bit of ordinary definition. I'm definitely missing my brows, so I'm going to go ahead and put those on, and I'm just going to use this one which is called Subterranean from the Cold Chemistry collection from Sugar Pill. Really nice dark green, bit of shimmer in there, but you're not really going to see that so much. It's just a nice dark green for my brows. So there we go, it's nice to have brows again. Yeah, dark green fits in very well with what's going on with the rest of the face. So now we're going to go ahead and stick on some things. No. First what we're going to, right. Now we're going to go ahead and do some drawing on the face, because I have some, I want to create some ivy leaves that are coming down the face and then down the neck onto the body. So yeah, really want to do that. I think it'll look really cool. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Now what I've got is I've got a number of different liners to do this with. So we'll start with an Urban Decay one. I just want to plot out kind of where it's going to go and draw the shape of some ivy leaves. Now I did get some fake ivy for the tutorial because I do have some bits that I want to glue on, and I also wanted to make a wreath for my hair. So these are the shapes that are going to come down my face, and I'm also going to glue some on, so I'm not going to need all of these. So first I want to create the vine with a pencil, and then I want to go ahead and plot out where I'm drawing and where I'm actually going to stick leaves on. Right, so now I've got the lines plotted out where they're going to go. I'm going to now draw on some leaves and just kind of randomly pick where I'm going to draw them and where I am going to leave spaces. So I'm just going to go on and draw the leaves. I'm going to speed that up for you because that could be quite a long process. I won't show you every leaf, but I will draw the outlines of them on speeded up, and then we'll get to colouring them in. Right, so it looks really crazy now, but this is basically what we've got so far, which are the drawn on ivy sort of leaves. I've kept them quite random. I don't want to keep them exactly the same, although ivy plants, you know, they all have the same shaped leaves, which is basically this. But they do vary in colour, and they do vary in size and slightly in shape. So basically it's just like the 3-pronged leaf. And I've took them down on my shoulders, and we're going to get to colouring them in. I've gone over the contour slightly, so I will go in there and actually still contour, but I've left the contour open on this side. So you're going to see a little bit of it here, but more of it on this side. And yeah, I think it's going to look really good. I'm actually really happy with how it's turned out so far. This is not what I plan to do. I actually just plan to take one set of ivy down the side and then actually glue ivy leaves above my eyebrow. But I just thought it would look really quite nice if they were kind of stuck on all over the pattern in a way, and it became more like I was actually sprouting ivy. So I thought that would look quite nice. And I'm going to use a variety of different things to colour them in, so there are different colours. So we're going to start with doing a couple of them in a bright green, and that is the Sugar Pill colour called Midori. And I'm not using expensive brushes or anything, but it doesn't really matter because everything's dry now. But yeah, we are going to go and I'll show you colouring one in. And then we're going to go over and add a little bit of detail to them. So we'll start with this one in the middle of my forehead. Now, the idea is you don't want to have this super perfect, but where you can, do blend out some of the edges a little bit with the brush, just to give it a slightly softer feel. But that's what that one looks like, and what I'm going to add to that one actually is this other colour, which is called Acid Berry, which is a very acidic green, and I'm going to take a different brush actually. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of that into this leaf just at the top and bring it down into the centre slightly, just because leaves, you know, sometimes they do have that brighter green in the centre. Just makes it just look a little bit more alive. And then I want to take white eyeliner, and I'm actually just going to use MAC's chromographic pencil, which I have lost. There it is. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of vein and detail, because sometimes you can't see the little veins in the little leaves. And I've actually kept that really quite simple there. Just adds a little bit of a detail to it. So I'm going to speed up colouring the rest of these leaves in. I am going to use a variety of different things. So although actually I'll show you another leaf that I'll do. So the next leaf that we're going to take, I'm actually going to use a liner pencil for this one. I think we will go with, I'll go with this one over here. It's quite awkward to get to. This is a lovely liner. It's kind of a bluey green. And if you notice, I'm just going to take it along certain parts of the leaf, which just gives a little bit of definition. And then I'm going to take a lighter pencil, and I'm just going to bring that in and colour in the rest of the leaf. And this just blends out some of those harsher edges as well. And then it makes that leaf look a little bit different, because I don't want them all to look absolutely the same as each other. Then I will go to another leaf, and we'll take Subterranean, which is the darker one. I think we'll go for this one. And I'll actually fill this leaf in with Subterranean. So that gives that leaf a really, really dark sort of feel to it. And then turning the brush over onto the other side, I'm just going to go back to Midori, which is the bright green. And I'm just going to supply a bit of that in, sort of right at the bottom of the leaf where it joins with the vine. So that's that. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Midori and I'm going to blend that along the vine. And I don't know if you can see that, that really softens out that vine and makes it a lot less like it's sort of a pencil line. And it does separate it off from the outsides of the leaves as well. So I'm going to go ahead and soften the rest of this line off camera, and then I'm going to come back. Right, so I've done that, and I'm actually going to take some of the Midori. I've actually brought it off here, and I'm going to bring it off almost like veins in some places. So it's just going to look like that's branching off into my hairline there. Not too much of this, just a little here and there. Actually, I think we'll just do one there. Just kind of makes that look like that's actually going back into my hairline as well. Right, so I haven't coloured any more of these in. So I'm actually going to stick with colouring these in now. Now I want to keep this one here quite dramatic, so I'm actually going to go like a 3-tier sort of colour on this one. So I want to take Subterranean again, and I want to do most of the leaf with Subterranean. So I've done that sort of outer V there. Then I want to take Midori and do the centre, blending it into Subterranean. And then I want to go back to Acid Berry to do the final point of the leaf. And then I'm just going to pull that down into the middle of the leaf and allow that to blend there. So they're 3 very different sort of leaves there. And then I just have this one on my face to do, so I'm going to go ahead and colour in the rest of the leaves in the same sort of way, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, all the leaves are coloured in, and I literally just about did a happy dance. Just because I really like how this is looking right now. And I'll show you the ones on the body. So these ones are actually painted in with Mildew eyeshadow pencil eyeliner by Urban Decay, and then I just took a Claire's face paint pencil to fill in the centre. Got a little bit of veining going on in that one, and then this one I'm really quite proud of. Very difficult to paint your body. I do have clothes on, by the way. I have a bandeau on, just in case you're carrying. Wow, it's so surpassed what I thought it was going to. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually do some eye work, so the eyes look a bit more finished off. So I'm going to line the waterline with Urban Decay. I think this one is Mars. Junkie. So that's just going to darken up under the eye. I was going to use some white around the eyes, but then I kind of changed my mind. I just thought no. I think it just looks better with the green. But I am going to go back in with Midori and Acid Berry and just do a little bit of powder just under the eyes, because I do have a little bit of areas where I'm pink. Actually, I think Acid Berry is probably going to be the best one to use. I put Acid Berry under. We're going to use an eyeshadow pencil, by Urban Decay, and this one is in Clinic. I absolutely love this colour. It's a super dark green, but it's got some sparkle. I'm just going to place that on the lids. I'm actually not going to go like totally insane with eyeshadow on this look, just because I feel like the face has a lot going on already. Right, so I've got that on and I've just blended the edges very slightly. I think I need to go a bit higher on this eye. So it looks like a lot, but like when you've got your eyes open, it just basically sort of frames them in a way. And I'm actually just going to use Subterranean eyeshadow again, and I'm just going to pat that on top of that colour. That just darkens it up. And then I can take the excess that's on the brush and just brush it around the edge of the shadows. Just softens that edge there. I've gone a bit further in, so I'll fix that up and then I'll be back. Right, so I've sort of evened that out. You can see more of the shape of the shadow here. I've just chosen to make it sort of a cat eye sort of shape. Just gives the eyes quite a nice shape, like when you're looking forwards. And then where this is a bit sort of smoky, it doesn't really matter because we're actually going to go in with another colour now. And I'm going to use this one, which is called Diamond Eyes, which again is another one from Sugar Pill. Really love Sugar Pill shadows, as if you couldn't tell. Let me grab another little brush for that. I haven't got a clean one. So I'm just going to take Diamond Eyes and just pop it above there, just under the brow. There we go. So that just kind of separates the sort of eye area off from sort of the rest of the face really, and it's just quite a nice little bit of a white sort of finishing point there. And then I'm just going to take Diamond Eyes again, and I'm just going to pop it on different parts of the face and on some of the leaves, just because it's quite a nice shimmery sort of colour, and I think that it will add a little bit more of a dimension here and there. As you can see, nothing too dramatic, we don't want to go all out. And then I'm just going to take a little bit on the inner eye corner. And that really brightens that up. So that is the next part done. Now I do have a little bit of glitter liner by Urban Decay, and I'm just going to pop some of that on to the lash line. Again, this is just going to kind of add a bit of definition. Just a little bit of glitter on the eye, it just kind of separates the eye out there. You can put lashes on with this. I'm not actually going to, I'm not very good with lashes. I do need to practice, so I apologise that I'm not putting any on, but I'm just going to put some mascara on. And I'm just going to use the new one from So Susan from my new glossy box to do that. So this is the first time trying this mascara. Okay, in the spirit of keeping things real and being honest, what a pain this mascara is. I literally pulled it out to put some on and a massive glob just went straight down my face and I had to reapply face paint, and then it just smudged everywhere. It's very, very, very runny. I don't know what to do about it, but yeah, not impressed with that at all. I mean, imagine doing a face full of makeup for work and think, oh my god, I forgot my mascara and putting it on, and you're just about to run out the door and end up with just bigger globs of mascara on your face. Just not impressive. So, anyway, rant over. Okay, eyes are done. Very, very nice. Now, I'm just going to take a little bit of this Nazaroo paint because I've still got some on the brush. And I'm just going to apply a little bit here where I feel like it's still showing a little bit pink. That's the great thing, if you keep this just paint handy still, you can go in and do little touch-ups like this. That's it, I'm much happier with that. Right, so let's stick on some lipstick and some contour, and then we can get to sticking the leaves on. So lipstick, I've decided to go with Serpentina by Lime Crime. I was going to go for a red lip, but then I thought, no, why not just go all out green? I've got the red of my hair to contrast, so that's it. Made one little smudge, sorry about that. I can't actually apply lipstick. It's a bit difficult when you've got face paint on because it tends to spread out a bit. A little bit of diamond eyes on the Cupid's bow, just to make it look a bit more pronounced. And then I'm going to add a little bit of contour. So first I want to go in with, sorry I'm off camera, first I want to go in with Midori. And of course I've got a leaf there, so I don't want to do too much. And then I've got leaves here, so just kind of just pop that in between the two leaves. Doesn't matter if you get a bit on, obviously, because it's green. And that is the Midori. And then go on to Subterranean. I'm just going to take a little bit of Subterranean, not too much, and just take that to the back of the contour. And not bring that too low down, just to the back, which is mostly hidden on this side. So that will have to do. So that is pretty much it makeup wise. Now we're going to go ahead and we're just going to stick on some leaves. Okay, so I'm going to use Spirit Gum. This is water solvent, so don't worry about it. Doesn't, I don't know, has nail varnish sort of smell to it. And then you want to plot out where you're going to go. So I think what I'll do is I will pop one here. So I'll just put some Spirit Gum there. And then I will put some on the back of the leaf as well. And then basically just wave it about a bit, because what you want it to be is just a little bit sort of tacky to the touch, and then you're actually going to be able to adhere it properly. So you don't want it falling off. And I think it'll look quite nice. It is a slightly different colour, but does that really matter? Ivy leaves, as I said, are all different colours, and I've got some of this similar sort of colour going on down here. I might bring a little bit of that colour into some of the leaves up on the face as well, just to kind of tie it in a little bit better. But we will go ahead and just press that on. And then I'll use this pencil here to pull in some of that green, which I've already got going on a couple of these. It's okay, that is stuck. So I will now go ahead and speed up the rest of the leaf application, and I'll see you after that. Right, so there we go, leaves are on. Got some on my upper body and then a few on my face in different locations. The temptation here is to go totally nuts, but I haven't. I was going to put more on and I thought, no, stop yourself. It's all about the mix. So I'm going to go back to my Dory eyeshadow and I'm just going to put that under my chin. Just, I don't know, I think it just needs a little bit of definition there. Just because I think you lose a lot of your definition when you apply a face paint, particularly a pale one like this. And I think already that just looks a lot better. That's it. Now all I need to do is take my hair down, and I made a garland which I will show you and then I will put on, so back in a sec. So there we go, it's not your typical poison ivy look, I give you that, but yeah, I think it's pretty obvious who it is. And you could apply a red wig if you don't have red hair, but I do, so there you go. And I just made a garland with what was left out of the ivy that I bought. It cost me £1.80 for, I think it was 3 meters of this stuff, and that was including delivery, and that was off eBay. And then I want to put it so that I've got the trail coming down the side, and I've just tied it in a garland sort of ring so it goes right around my head, and then I've got these bits that trail down the side, and that's it. That is my poison ivy look. I am really pleased with how it's turned out actually. I think it's come out really nice. It's, I guess, I don't know, there's lots of different takes on poison ivy. As long as she's green and she's got ivy on her, I think that's pretty much it. So I would then go on and wear a green outfit with this, and you might want to paint your hands or you might just want to put gloves on. But I know that this is strictly not like horror, it's not particularly Halloween, but it is like a costume, and it is Batman. I see is quite gothic, so I don't know, I thought it'd be something a little bit different. I hope you've enjoyed it. So don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and that's it. I'm gonna live and leave you there. And I've been Spacey's Normal Girl, and this is the colour of my kids.